What's up guys, it's Drac, and this is my Lynx. This is actually my personal Lynx, and it's kind of a Lynx announcement. So I've done a Lynx feature before where I didn't know as much about the Lynx platform, but since doing that feature, we've actually brought Nick on. He works for us over here as our intern at Aethernaut, and I've fallen in love with the platform. I think that it's great. I think that there's a lot of merit. I'm really glad that I dropped the Talamag and not the Lynx itself, although both would have handled that drop pretty well. So I finally went ahead and made myself my own. I call my Lynx Exegriff, and it's got a fun little Hellenic motif on it. On the other side, we just have Vlad the Bat from Foam Pro Shop up on there. But I made mine so that I could really understand the platform and tweak it and tune it before finally going over, talking to Dan at Orion Blasters and being like, hey man, I'd like to sell some of these on Foam Pro Shop because I think we have some unique offerings that make the platform really special. But before I talk about what we're offering on Foam Pro Shop for this, I want to talk about what makes mine pretty special. So while these won't all be options offered on the shop, we went ahead and we used Onyx for a lot of the working bits here. And then we actually went in and we used Nylon 12 SLS to make a trigger, sear, and catch combination so that this guy was really snappy and really responsive. This is the original, I think, Lynx 2.0.1 file set or what have you. I know that there's constantly tweaks and improvements, so I just want to make that abundantly clear. But those we are selling over at Foam Pro Shop. It's a relatively cheap upgrade if you've already got your Lynx and you'd like to try something a little bit different in terms of your trigger response or a little bit more durable in terms of your catch. Highly recommend our SLS stuff. Then I did the entire thing in the special edition Protopasta Blood of My Enemies red, which just has a fantastic sort of luster and striation going through it. And then I used Mark Forged Onyx with some Kevlar reinforcement for everything from the backstrap here to the mag release to the grips. So this is our new hex grip. This is our Picatinny hex grip. This one's also available over on foamproshop.com. And then we're doing a bunch of little customized features and tricks. Notably, there's going to be hexagons backstrapping, hexagons here, a custom shroud, just a lot of little tweaks on our special edition Arcane Lynxes, which will be available over at the website for you to check out. That's going to be a limited run of 10 at first. We're going to see how that goes, see how long it takes them to sell out, see how long it takes us to fulfill those orders before we move on into full production of them. Originally, I do want to be clear, I was talking about on Twitch how I wanted to powder coat these rails, and I still really do want to powder coat the rails, but for this run, it's just not going to be possible. It's not going to be possible because this bar goes here to here, tip to tail, and that is 22 inches of aluminum flat bar. And if you've ever looked into ovens, with the exception of like full food grade $800, $900 ovens, they just don't make toaster ovens that big. Even diagonally, I could not fit powder coated things into a pizza oven, into a small oven. I would need a dedicated powder coating oven. And as I've expressed before, we are out of power over here in my workshop. We have completely maxed out our infrastructure and we can't afford to put in a full-sized oven like in the garage or something right now. So we're looking into alternative solutions for that, seeing if we can find the right partnership to make that happen. But right now, that's not an option. So you're gonna be able to pick a primary color and a secondary color for your Lynx. But I also just wanted to talk about Exegriff. I have really come to love this platform. I like how the barrel, being a bullpup like this, really takes advantage of being a bullpup, what with it being a close breech springer. I love that there's no need for a Vanguard ram or anything of the sort. This is just constantly, you can do it primed, unprimed, whatever. I also really like that action. I think that it's very crisp. I like the flared magwell. I've gotten really used to this, and I'm hoping against hope that as the world will never get back to normal, but as we're starting to spool back up into like a real functioning society here midway into 2021, as people are embracing science and getting back on track with their lives, I'm hoping that sometime this year we'll be able to start nerfing again, and I'm really excited to put Exegriff through its paces. As far as the actual performance goes, it's pretty, and it's got quite a bit of punch. I really like that trigger response, and it's just as good with slam fire. Whew! And you can just hear, this one is really thumbing. Now, I do want to point out, pardon the flex, but I have an actual Slurpee scar that I believe I got from Ton over at Ragnarok one year. I think it was one of his leftover ones at Rag, and he was like, you know what, you'll find a use for this eventually. And I have a whole box of I'll find a use for this eventually things. The Slurpee scar fits so nicely onto these. However, given the expense and the custom nature of the Slurpee scar, we've actually developed and are printing in-house SLS scars that go with the overall hexagon theme of the upcoming Arcanes. You can expect, again, custom hexagon detailing on the back strap, some stuff up in the front area, some stuff on the prime here. It's gonna be really, oh, here we go. Check it out. So this is our custom scar. These are gonna be explicitly made into the barrels that we make, but that's a shroud in hexagon like that, that'll go over an SLS scar like this. This one's actually made specifically to the Lynx, printed in clear, because it's got a notch there, and that notch there is going to allow it to slip inside and lock with this this pin here. So we're developing the platform, we're evolving it slightly in parallel, and we're giving it our own unique sort of flavor and feel. Again, if you purchase one, you're gonna get the nines in terms of like what we're doing custom aesthetic-wise. You're gonna get that built-in scar. You're gonna get a lot of options, and you're also gonna get a complete onyx reinforced plunger and plunger head system there, plunger cap and plunger head. So you're gonna get onyx in there, you're gonna get SLS in terms of your like trigger and working bits. So those are gonna be gray and black by default. So just keep that in mind while you're picking your colors. But I think that you can't make a truly informed decision unless we take Exagriff outside, show it to you in the light, and maybe give you a peek of one of those hex back straps. Let's go. So let's put a few over the chronograph. Let's see where we're at here. Tilt this way. Oh, 226. Is that, what's 226? It's 626 a stitch. 228. That was a worker dart, not a DZP dart. 227. Duplicate 227. Let's just see, I have 3 in here. Let's slam fire those off and see what we get in slam fire. So 202, 212, 220. So slam fire being a little bit lower, but that's our FPS performance. Let's go ahead and let's put a few downrange. This is again kind of a do-re-mi stack, but I've got to do some downwind and see, like that's pretty hot. And I mean hot in terms of like that FPS is hot. I don't know how hot that's going to be in terms of its overall accuracy, but we'll see. I don't know if they'll all be that good, but a lot of that power comes from this combination of spring and plunger system, and given that our plunger is incredibly lightweight, being made out of that nylon, it's probably giving us a little bit of a boost. Let's put some downrange. Let's start at the 85-foot tree here. Spicy. All right, so let's move down a little. I'm pretty confident that this would be a solid blaster for blaster tag, for competitive, for FPT style play. I mean, this is pretty spicy. So I want to show you a few more things that'll be available kind of on the website. I did these kind of as a goof. Like I thought that it would be a fun thing to do, but this is a mono-bodied design for the back end. The SLS allows you to print with such precision that you can actually capture the mag release like this, and as long as you get all the dust out properly and then clean it, preferably with like some sort of air compressor, you can get the entire back end mono-bodied. To put that into perspective, it's normally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts that become one, but given the extreme expense that comes with doing SLS parts, I'm gonna have to sell these individually. I'm not interested in building these. While they are fully functional and they do have a few hiccups, this is like for the experienced Lynx builder. If you want to try SLS as a monobody magwell, full assembly in the back here, I'm gonna make this available, but you have to be ready for things like tweezing your O-rings into there and assembly gripes that include having some powder. So I'm selling these unfinished on Foam Pro Shop. I will not be making many of them. I made them in one batch. I realized just how much work they were gonna be to post-process, and so I'm selling them unpost-processed. I'm going to do post-processing for 2 of them. Nick's making 1 here over at Foam Pro Shop, and then I'm gonna make one with a bumblebee theme eventually down the line, but I've got to find the right yellow filament. Suggestions down in the description box below, please, because yellow filament is tough. I also realized that we had some SLS prototypes of some of the parts that I was describing. So this is what your hex back strap is gonna look like on an Arcane Lynx, and then this is gonna be the hexagons in the runner. And it also kind of gives you an idea of how some of that nylon powder, if you happen to be interested in one of the mono bodies, is gonna come off. I use a toothbrush when I clean up my parts, but I know that a lot of guys use air compressors and blow them down. But the Arcane Lynxes are going to be available. Like I said, we're going to start with 10. They're going to go live with this video. Some of them might have been sold previously on Twitch, just twitch.tv/VampireDrac. I keep telling you guys that I love hanging out with you on Twitch. If you want to hang out with me on Twitch, you're going to get early access to stuff. You're going to hear about stuff like this months before it happens. It's going to really open up a lot of options in that regard. But if you've been looking to break into the Lynx platform and you haven't already taken advantage of some of the incredible people making them already, like I know that Ryan has a very affordable multiplier for making some really sexy Lynxes, or maybe you just want some of the upgrades like the Onyx Plunger and the SLS upgrades and you don't want to like buy those separately and then build them out, we would be honored to build you something just really, really slick, really spicy over at fps.com. So we'll see you guys over there. Thank you so much for watching. Again, huge shout out to Orion Blasters. The support for this platform was overwhelming. It took me a really long time to get onto this train, but now that I'm onto this train, bullpup lover that I am known to be, it's tough to beat this. And I'm really, really hoping that in the near future here we can start up SC&C Wars and I can put Exegriff through its paces. Anybody recognize what the name is for? Comment down below. First person to get the comment correct as to what Exegriff is from, I'll give you a discount code on your Lynx. Thank you guys so much for watching. Much love. Blast on, Drac out.